1051.
Can I ask you a question? The first thing I thought when I heard about
I'm here to be asked questions.
the Rock Nation Sports, okay, that you.
Okay, I didn't want to get you on your thing. I know that
No,
one.
don't get started. Don't get started.
Okay, go.
Yeah, that's all fault.
Yeah.
Do you have to give up your seats at the Barclays Center?
No.
So you
Told y'all that in the open letter.
That part was true.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
No, of course not.
Right, those seats,
Yeah.
because you know
I still
what?
own the building. I'm still.
No, because I used to be able to go to the Nets games and sit in your seats because you never used to
you
go to
good.
those.
Don't worry about it. This is a selfish
Jersey.
question.
Yeah, this is so. You just want to make
This
sure
is,
you
this
good. What kind of
is.
question is that?
This question is loaded. Don't worry, you good. I'm gonna write you in 4 games a year.
Okay.
Can we clear up another Power 105 bet? These two were arguing about who knew Jay the longest.
Who too?
Angela Yee and DJ Envy.
Okay.
Nah, I definitely knew Envy before Angie.
I told him I knew him before Mary J. Blige was on the hook to Can't Knock the Hustle when it was that wax.
Yeah.
No, I think I knew
Yee
you
said
longer.
she used to help y'all bag up in an apartment in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
You, Tata,
She
B-Rod.
won. She won. She won.
No, when I knew you. I think I might have known you longer than Envy though. I might have. Because I should have bought that tape in. Because when I first met you, you were giving out cassettes of Dead President's single.
Yeah,
at
that
the
was
Palladium.
too late by then. Yeah, I recorded. I had to record the album first.
It was a single though. It wasn't a whole album. It was just a
No, but
cassette.
I'm saying I had to record it. He was there first. I'm gonna just give him that.
Okay, all right.
Damn, dude.
Well, shortly thereafter.
That's when he was DJ Shrimp.
I was definitely DJ Shrimp around that time.
Now, do
you
you ever
know him before me. I didn't know.
another hood question? Do you ever feel sorry for Damon Dash, man? Whenever you hear about like his financial problems and things like that.
Now, you
Nah,
see him,
Dame's a hustler. Dame will figure it out. Like Dame, very smart guy. You know, so he'll figure it out.
he was definitely playing your album and on Instagram.
Yeah, did you see that video?
Bittersweet.
Nah, I didn't see it.
He was in the barbershop, bobbing his head crazy to it. He said he liked it. He said he felt like he was a part of that. And he knows you're telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, what people gotta understand, I mean, nothing gonna change the way I feel about Damon. No matter, no time or space, no separation or anything. I got love for Damon Dash the same way as I did before. I don't know if we can be around each other in that way because times have changed. He may be a totally different person. I know I'm a different person.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing can erase that era and the things that we, those times and those memories and those fights that we had, to get Rockefeller where it was. It just is what it is. Nothing's gonna change that. There'll be some, minor things in the middle that are getting away, but those things go away, and then the relationship remains, and those memories remain. We did something great. We built something that is gonna be here forever. That's gonna be talked about forever. So, there will always be, love there.
What was your worst signing at Rockefeller? The worst person that just didn't fit with Rockefeller.
I'm sorry.
No.
No, I won't say Mill album. You should listen to it. It wasn't
I
that
did.
bad. It's good.
You had a
not
reggaeton
the-
era as well.
Yeah.
Was you really responsible for that, or was that more Dame?
I'm not gonna put nobody on. I'm gonna take that one.
That didn't seem like
I'm
Hov.
gonna take that
That
one.
didn't seem
I'm
like
taking that
Hov.
one for the team.
The old dirty signing didn't seem like Hov. Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take all that for the team. Then what was the
The worst signing, yeah.
He don't want to throw.
You was talking about how Emil was your
No,
worst
there's somebody
signing.
that didn't fit. There's somebody that didn't fit.
I don't. Let me think about that.
And then what was the artist you passed upon that you could have had that you didn't sign? And
Passed on. I don't know.
was there any artist you passed on?
I don't know if we passed on anybody that was great. Because we signed everybody. That don't.
Yeah, at the end, y'all signed everybody. Y'all signed everybody.
Tax write-offs.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's not even like a real thing, but it's funny.
When you look at the game and you look at where you're at now and you look at the peers you came up with in the 90s, did you say to yourself, I knew I was going to be here and I knew those guys were going to be there? And I'm asking you that because I want to know what you think of the game now and who's going to be here 10 years from now.
Yeah. I absolutely because I wanted to be here, and I saw a lot of people let opportunities go. And I was like, oh, that he's not gonna be around. Why aren't you doing this? If I had that, I'll be doing this. And I think about it in those terms. I think about it not outside of what we do. I think about it just in strategic moves when you have it and you're about to have it, and what happens. And I remember one time walking in the studio and it was like a small gap, and Bleak Beans. Everybody was in there, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now. Just flood it, put out a lot of music because 50 Cent is coming. And you know, 4 months later, In the Club hit, and it was over. And it was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tidal wave out. So like just seeing things like that.
I remember when you wanted to sign Wayne before Wayne really took off.
Yeah.
So you have that kind of vision. So who do you see now that's going to be here 10 years from now? Have they reached the level to get a shout out?
Yeah. These people that I'm about to mention definitely reached the level. I mean, obviously J. Cole,
Kendrick.
Drake, absolutely, Kendrick as well. I think just on he's talented, very talented, but just on sheer will and wanting it, Wale is gonna be here as well. And I don't want to stretch. I'm sure it's other people, but I just want,
Now you mentioned Lil Wayne. I know that you guys were this close to signing Wayne. What happened with that deal? Because I mean, Wayne was damn near saying he was Rockefeller, and then it just went left.
The truth is, it's the first time I ever told this truth. The truth is, after I had a meeting with Wayne, I had a relationship with Baby, so. I used to go to New Orleans. I would hang out with him. He had me in the purple little, whatever that car was. You remember them purple little cars?
The Prowler.
Prowler going down the street, no top. People trying to jump in the car, So I felt it was only right to call him. I called them out of respect. Like, yo, I was talking to Wayne, just letting you know, boom, boom, boom. So after that, I think we received a letter at our office for like torturous interference. Whoa. And I was like, whoa.
Is it sports? They do that?
It was like, whoa. And it just all went from there. But, I think I would rather, lose that situation and do the right thing than the opposite. Because I think I could have signed him. I could have signed him and then told him after. But, I did the right thing and I'm cool with that decision.
How close were you to really spanking Wayne when he threw that shot at the wife?
It was all right. It's part of the sport and the competition. I didn't take it serious. I didn't view it as a threat. I thought it was just a flip of a line that I said because I said he ain't got my wifey money. I wasn't really speaking to him, but I guess he's holding the flag, so he did the right thing for his camp. And but I didn't take it as a real threat. I took it as a flip of a line.
Now another hood question. People always say, if Biggie hadn't have passed, Hov wouldn't be here. I know you've heard that before.
That's ridiculous, right? I mean, I was here while Biggie was here.
Well, some people say you made your best material when he was here.
Yeah, I think just us again, like I said, still sharp and still. The way we were working and the album that we were going to create together would have only made me better, as a lyricist. So, and it's just like that's God's plan. It's God's plan. It's just like saying Biggie wouldn't be here if Rakim had been on the Faith remix, or it's like you can make up any scenario in your mind why a person shouldn't be here, or a person wouldn't attain the success that they have. But I personally don't believe anybody could stop me. I really, that's just how I believe, and it was gonna be. I was coming. I was destined to be here, and it just is what it is.
Why people can't give you that though? Why is it you got to be something else? Oh, Big was here, wouldn't be like that. He's in Illuminati. Why can't you just be good and successful nowadays?
That's a very philosophical question because you have to. I can only assume, right? I can only assume because I don't know the answer to that, except that sometimes people's success, make people feel, instead of saying, "Wow, that person's successful," and I'm inspired. Well, some people are. Some people are like, that person's successful. I'm a strive and I'm gonna be exactly where they are. And some people are just like, they got the reverse attitude, like their success means my failure. So I hate that success. So I have to make some kind of explanation of why they're here and why they shouldn't be here, and then why they wouldn't be here if this person was here. Who thinks like that? If you take that
Black
long
people.
to think, if you take that long,
It's not just black
That
people.
is. That's more so in hip hop, black
if you,
culture.
if you take that long to think about someone why they shouldn't be here, then you're good, and you should be doing something with that intelligence. Right? You should apply that intelligence to something else.
Absolutely.
Right? If you like that person would be here, you're like a scientist. You should really be figuring out some that can help us in the world.
Now, for you moving into sports management, does it feel to you like a lot of people don't want you to succeed because they're saying that's a really tough business? There's a lot of agents that feel like, well, what does Jay-Z know about sports management? And he hasn't done this and he hasn't done that.
Yeah, but they have that thing that that belief that you can only do one thing. You know, we don't have that. We're not inflicted with that disease. You know, I can walk and chew gum. You know, it's like it's insane to even say that. What does he know about sports? It's like everything, more than you. You know, and as far as business, those guys have been they've been sitting around just doing the typical thing, right? They get an artist, right? They sometimes, you know, however they acquire the artist. I don't want to do that to them. However they acquire the artist, the athlete, they get them, and then they knock on the same doors. They go to Nike, you know, they do the contract, and they sit back. They don't do anything else. Right. So they've been sitting around for 20, 30 years just not doing anything.
Same formula.
Yeah, so me coming, that's a problem for them because now they have to go to work. Now they have to wake up. Now they have to do things. So they don't want me around because now they have to do something for these athletes. And my whole thing is, you know, for the most part, I'm going to do more for the athlete than they're going to do for me and at the end of the day. I do this because it's an extension of the bigger goal. The bigger goal is to, you know, for all artists to get their just due. Not these guys not to get half-ass agents or people who rob them or people don't care about their finances. They don't even care about that. That's why those guys go broke in 4 years. It's like a shame.
Right.
It's the average is 3 to 4 years. We're talking about guys who signing for $90 million, $86 million are broke in 4 years. That's terrible money management. But because these guys don't care. They just taking whatever is going to get them a check, and they're not even worrying about all that. We're doing all of that. We're almost do that better. We're almost a better money management firm, and then agents.
Yeah, that's been an ongoing problem with sports, with athletes going broke. NFL,
that's their representation, not caring about
artists as well too.
But then you have people who will say, "What does Jay-Z know about money?"
Yeah, right.
Nobody's gonna say that.
Is that something you do for all your artists as well? Is kind of put them through some type of financial training and set them up in that way?
Yes. Yeah.
When Master P was here, he said he would never do the sports agency thing again because athletes are too spoiled and there's really no money in the thing. But I mean, I hear you saying it's a bigger purpose. You want to teach people how to keep their money, basically.
Absolutely.
Because it don't make you any.
Yeah. Not that it's all like this, you know, philanthropic thing. It's a business as well. But again, you know, I'm going to contribute just as much or more to an athlete's career than they can ever give me. You know.
Now, what made you decide to get up out of Def Jam as president? When you went over there to be president, and then I kind of felt like maybe you felt it just wasn't right for you to be working
Yeah,
at
they
the
make room
label.
for Packers.
Yeah, Packers is coming up.
Packers is coming.
You know, more so, I wanted to do more. I wanted to do more things than to make music. You know, and in that position, I was in the position to foster artists' careers and just make money. And you know, I was knocking on the doors of all the powers that be, and was like, "Yo, you understand? Like, I can do more." Before this, you know, Beats by Dre and all that, I was like, I could do things like that. You know, I can identify companies. We'll go get Billionaire Boys Club. This is before it was part of, you know, our thing. You know, I was like, we can get Billionaires Boys Club, and you know, it's hot right now, and then all the artists want to wear it anyway. We let the artists wear it. You know, I'm giving these guys like these elaborate, well, not elaborate. I'm giving these guys these simple business plans. You know, and it was just like, no, just
Bring some artists.
bring some hits.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, then I gotta move on then, because my time now is being wasted.
Now, you know, if you walk around with that chain all day, people are going to be asking you, what's the science? What's today's mathematics?
Yeah.
All day long.
By the way, this isn't even my chain. I stole it from somebody. Yeah, I'll tell y'all who got off camera.
Uh-oh.
Stealing chains now? Is it a world star?
Not really stealing.
I know.
Does it mean anything to you, though?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't like the conversation either. It's like, I call myself the God because I feel like it sometimes. I study
right.
a little lessons, but I'm not into all, you know.
Yeah. Religion is like a personal computer. You know, you let people in if you want to. It is. It truly is. You know how people look at your computer, you're like, yo, this is a personal computer.
That's what everybody says. Oh,
It's a
Jay-Z, with the new album, they're like, oh, Jay-Z has such a God complex. I'm like, a man can't reference God? Like, Genesis 1:26 says God created man in his image, so I can't reference myself.
Absolutely.
A little bit every now and then is God.
Absolutely. We are all gods.
Besides sports, what else do you watch on TV? Do you watch any of these reality
See,
shows?
they don't think you're human.
Yeah, but nah.
I know you used to
and
watch
that-
Sex in the City when
yeah,
that used to come on.
Yeah,
but
and I still watch HBO. I watch HBO on ESPN. I'm not.
You watch TV?
Yeah.
he definitely
Wow.
watches sports,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
HBO, huh?
And
Like
you
what?
gotta watch Nickelodeon.
I don't watch Nickelodeon.
You don't watch Girls or
Nah, this a little
Curb Your
baby
Enthusiasm.
Einstein.
Little baby
channel
Einstein.
That's always on.
Yeah, baby Einstein and the music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to kick anybody out the room because they approached you about doing a reality show with you and the family?
Nah, that's never happened.
no one's gonna ask you that.
No one ever getting that close to me. Anyone with those type of questions have.
Tata, get the pepper spray. Ask me about some
Anyone
reality
with
show.
those type of questions that get vetted. There's no way. There's 18 layers before that happens.
Now, how did you link back up with Timberland? Because it seems like y'all were apart for a minute, and then all of a sudden it seems like you got him back smoking again.
Yeah, me and Tim have always been great, but we've never been able to like do more than like one record together.
Seems like he's living in your house right now. Cause
Yeah,
he's just,
we've been together for since the year started.
Right.
You know, basically. But we've only been able to create like in small time frames. Like we'd do Big Pimpin', that was it.
Right.
You know, it was just like a personality thing. It wasn't really clicking. But we always had like genuine love for each other. But it just wasn't right. And then, you know, finally when he came back this time,
he was a little humble. He was humble.
he was just
Because he changed. Timberland
actually
changed.
more mature. Yeah,
Yeah, he
he
changed.
actually was like a different person. It was like I was looking at a different person.
Absolutely.
The way he just, you know, like his conversation and everything. I was like, oh, Tim's ready.
Yeah.
Tim,
And what about Just Blaze?
what?
How's Just Blaze? Because we heard that you was working with some stuff with him, and we just haven't heard anything as of yet.
He said he wants to know why Just Blaze isn't on the new album. That's what he said.
Yeah, we just didn't find that zone. And plus, the thing with me with Just Blaze and I was we really have like records that people really care about. So many you don't know the PSA. So when we're trying to make music, we trying to beat that.
Right.
So it's not like a blank sheet when he walks in the room. You know, with Timberland, we make Big Pimpin' and Dirt Off Your Shoulders. We can always, you know, those are hit records. We can always find a zone. You know, these are records that are like the foundation to my career. So we're in there trying to beat those, and that's gonna be hard. That's hard for us to do, and that takes time. You know, and I'm not in one place, and he's certainly not focused as well. He's doing his his DJ thing, and you know whatever he's working on, and so it's hard to. We need time.
So just get focused out there, Just.
Have you ever
And
thought?
me too. I'm not just putting it on him. You know, we both need to focus if we're gonna do something that's gonna stand up to those records.
Have you ever thought about doing any charity and doing like a Rockefeller reunion, like with just state property?
He said do a charity.
Beanie Siegel, free.
I'm not really into like you know those. Truly, the past is the past. You know, we'll do shows together like Philly and last year and things like that where it makes sense. But I'm not really trying to recreate the past. You know, it can never be what it was. You know, and that time was that time of moment. It was special. That never works. That I don't know if it's ever worked. I'm trying to think, and it's not really coming to me now. I don't know if it ever works when you try to recreate something. It's just like, you know, people just start looking like a little slower. You know what I mean? The moves ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing the same moves, but they're a little. You know, it's like.
Also, Justin Timberlake, he He did an interview and said he asked you to be on a record a while ago, and you kind of was like, nah, it's not that time.
Next
for it.
album.
And he was like, I'll never use Jay again. And then maybe a couple months later, we heard, his record with you on it. So did y'all have to talk about that first? Like, Jay, you play me. Like, Or nah, it was just...
Nah, it's everyone has to respect everyone's choice and time. It just wasn't the time for us to link up yet. And the time is just now. But it was no real deep conversation about it. We just was in the studio and we just made some music.
Another hood question. Young Chris, your former artist, how much did he influence you? Because a lot of people say you took his style or he took yours.
I've made record. With all due respect to Chris, he was an amazing artist. He did amazing things. But the music is there. I made records before Chris and after him. So I don't even know how to answer that. It's like the weirdest thing in the world to me. Like, I don't know.
You've heard this stuff before, though.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
No. I've heard it.
Sean
Yeah.
is just over here making
I don't want to
stuff
get
up.
fired.
I've never heard that before.
It's just weird to me. It's like, really? Like,
I'll get pulled in the office by the PD. Why did you ask Jay that? I'm like, it's been on the internet for years.
Now, have you hit
Let me
Robert
make
De
this
Niro
up.
back yet? Because he was trying to reach you. I don't know if you saw that. But
Who? Oh, Robert De Niro.
no, I haven't.
He's mad. He's pretty mad, too.
how do you duck Robert De Niro?
How do you get to the point in your life where you can curb Robert De Niro? Like,
He
it's
did the
Robert De
spin.
Niro.
I treat people based on who they are, and who they really are. Like not the name, not Robert De Niro. Like who you are as a person, and that's just.
So he's an effed up
It
dude.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. Everyone has to be respectful, and everyone has to be a human being, and that's no one's above this.
The spin.
The spin, the curve.
Respect the fact that I am Hove. It's 18 layers to this. You got 18 people to talk to before you can talk to me.
No, not in that way. Yeah. But yes. But I'm not saying that in that way. It's just, we all human beings and we all have to be respectful to one another. And that's just the end of it. And that's how I carry it with anybody.
Now, is there any rumor that you've ever heard that made you be like, all right, this is just weird?
All of them.
All the time. Well, yeah. Which ones? What do you want to start with?
Like when they said Beyonce didn't really have the baby.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's probably the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, and the fact that people were really like running with that and running up with it and had follow up stories. Because at first I thought it was a one of those get pressed things, like like let's run with this for press. Then I was slowly like, oh, y'all believe this,
Right.
It started going so far, like, oh, y'all really believe this, and that's really that's messed up because like the time when you're supposed to be most joyous, you got life and and the whole thing, it's supposed to be a joyous time for you to have to like deal with that, whether you say you care about it or not is annoying. And you shouldn't have to really deal with that as a human being, but that's the position that we're in. Don't feel sorry.
How do you keep from responding to a certain thing? Because everybody always says, okay, I got a Jay-Z situation and not say nothing. Like you always seem to keep your cool and not respond to the BS that's out there.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because, when you're not in control of the outcome, it don't matter what I say. It don't matter how many times. It don't matter, again, it don't matter how many times you say that, Beyonce is really pregnant.
Right.
People gonna believe what they want to believe anyway. So why waste my time?
And sometimes you respond to something that brings way more attention to it, too.
That too, and it's just it goes into another space, and then you just like, oh, y'all not listening to me.
But then you'll have somebody
Just
else
silly.
that'll say to you, Jay-Z, how do you know Beyonce's pregnant?
Yeah, and then, checked.
Well, the album's in the stores right now. We appreciate you stopping through. Now, some of the lyrics on the album, this is something that the intern pulled up, and she was reading.
Oh, don't try to put it on somebody else, Envy.
Now, I'm going to read it. She was talking about Beyonce cheating on you. And I guess in your lyrics, you said, keep cheating on me. What I do, I take you back. For
All right, he's about to get fired. I don't know nothing about cutting my back on
No,
this. But I don't know.
that record is about fame. See, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's what we're asking.
Yeah, I know, it's all good. Like, no
I
problem.
don't want to get fired.
That's
Don't pepper
why.
spray.
That's why
Don't
DJ
pepper
Shrimp
spray.
is asking.
I want to get fired on pepper spray. Emery just turned around, just making sure.
That song is about fame, you know, and it's about the way, you know, fame is fleeting. You know, the Holy Grail, meaning like you chase this thing and these bright lights and these cameras, and then you look back, you want everything, and then you end up with nothing. So at some point you have to stop yourself. You know, so that whole first verse is me complaining about it. You know, the fame, she cheats on me. You know, she hangs out with Kanye and Drake and J. Cole, and what I do, I took her back. You know, so when it's my turn, I take her back. So the whole thing is about fame, and then the second verse is about, you know, fame. You know, it's not really about anything. So I start to rationalize, and it says people dying back where I was from, like putting it in real perspective.
Right.
Like, I don't care about this. I mean, people got real life problems where I live, where, you know, where I grew up. People are dying and getting shot daily. You know, like 40-something people got shot in Chicago. What I care about being on MV show.
Right.
No,
It's a good show.
But do you have these
That's a good
you know what I'm
conversations?
saying? But I'm saying like let's put it all in perspective.
Right. That's
You know, I got a good life. You know, I got a great life. You know, whatever comes with it, even ridiculous rumors about anything.
It's nothing compared to.
It's nothing compared to what, you know, where I've been.
Is
But
it
that's
crazy
not-
for you
I'm sorry.
going back to Bed-Stuy and to Marcy and everything and seeing how different the neighborhood is now?
Yeah, it's like condos. It was like these huge condos. It's
expensive
like
to live
condos
there.
right across the street. I got a great story for that. I don't forget what album it was. Maybe 2 or 3 albums ago. The guy who does the sample came in the studio and he was like, "Yeah, I bought a great condo right across the street from Marcy Project," and I was like, I don't get it. You know, 'cause he was like, you know, really had a great job, great position. He was making good money, and I was like, why does he live across the street from Marcy Project? And then he was like, he came back a couple days later. He was like, yeah, we moved. He said at nighttime, you know, his wife was pregnant. He said at nighttime we heard pow, pow. He said I thought it was firecrackers, and it kept going pow, pow. He went and seen the apartment in the daytime.
Right.
So that's a bit of advice for everybody.
No, I've been
see the apartment at day.
You have
and
to ride
night.
through at night, and when it's hot out, that's when you really can tell what a neighborhood is like. Because I'm looking at Bed-Stuy and everything is like over $1 million, and it never used to be
Yeah.
like. It's crazy.
Now, my final question: what you said about fame? Do you ever have that conversation with Ye? Like, Ye, it's just the paparazzi. That's not a real problem.
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, that's the answer.
When you seen him hit his head on that stop
Stop.
sign, did you laugh? I'm just curious. Did you laugh when the first time you seen it?
I chuckled.
All right.
When you saw Charlamagne getting chased outside the building, did you laugh?
That was pretty funny.
I laughed really hard.
Listen, you gotta see the other video. It's another video.
There's no other video.
Nah,
No. Some cats tried to get me in the store, and it's a surveillance video, like some
No,
old
one
dog in
cat,
the
not
minutes.
some
Yeah,
cat.
but you-
One guy.
The one thing I liked about it, I mean, because you can't help that. If somebody just run up on you and knock you inside your head, you know what I mean?
I'm shocked. I'm startled. I'm like,
yeah, no, that is what it is. That can happen to anybody. The way you, but
Not
you
you.
saw it coming.
He seen it.
That was that was the thing I saw. I was like, okay, that was you know, little nuances of your personality. You saw it come. You knew that thing was coming.
He was
you know what gave it away though?
What?
The camera.
Yeah,
The world star era. Like
Right.
nothing's good is gonna come of this situation.
Right.
Like, I'm getting out of here. I'm not letting these guys plan go through. They might have peed on me or something. I don't know what they was
Oh my
gonna do.
goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay-Z, it's the Breakfast Club. It's Power 105.1.
Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your ear.
Weekday morning, 6 to 10.
Only on Power 105.1.